Hey guys, it's Mason with First and Finishing. Today we're going to be talking about the similarities and differences between the Electron Plus 3 Pro and the Electron Plus 3 Master. For starters, the Master has a peak 120 kV, 120 microamps with a minimum of 0, so these can be turned all the way down to 0. Whereas the Pro has a peak 100 kV, 100 microamps, and the minimum is 10 for both. Being able to go below 10 is important for very complex or multi-coat parts. On the Master unit, the powder cloud air controls are controlled digitally here, so you can hit the button next to it and adjust it like this. On the Pro unit, it uses these two regulators, one here and one here. This regulator represents this number, and this regulator represents this number. By having these values controlled electronically, it makes them more repeatable, whereas on your Pro unit, you're going to have to come back and adjust them to where you like it. This bottom feature here is the save program, so say I really like this program, I can save it by holding this button down, changing it to whatever number I want, say program 6, holding it down again, and it'll lock it in place, so if I ever get off that program, like this, I can hit this button, go to program 6, and there it is. So say you like this program right here, you can hold this button down, it'll flash, you can change it to whatever program you want, say program 6, hold it down again, and that'll lock it in place. So now, if I get off of it, I can hit this button, go to program 6, and there it is. They both have factory presets, a flat part, a multi-coat, and a complicated part, just like this, flat part, multi-coat, complicated. But the Master also has this fourth one, where it really maximizes the kV and microamps and turns up the powder cloud a little bit more. This button here is your fluidization and vibrating table control. So on your Master unit, right now it's set in multicolor, so when I pull this trigger, it turns on. But we also have the option to make this set for fluidized hoppers, so I can hold this button down, change this to hopper, and now it's either on or off by the click of this button. With the Pro unit, it's pretty much always set in multicolor mode, so you're going to have to press the trigger to turn it on. You can't change it to hopper mode like you can on the Master. On the Master units, you can adjust the delay it takes to shut off your fluidization and vibrating table control. I'll show you how to do that. Right here, right now, after I let go of the trigger, it's going to take 8 seconds before the vibrating table and fluidization shuts off. I can change this to whatever number, increase it, decrease it, however you want. On the Pro unit, you cannot do that. The Master unit has Bluetooth capabilities, the Pro does not. On the Master unit, if you hit this page right here, it'll bring you to another page of settings. Up first, we have a rinsing air. Right now it's set at 0.2, and we can adjust this by hitting this button next to it, increasing or decreasing it. On the Pro system, the rinsing air is controlled on the back of the unit here, using this flow valve. The Master unit has a double tap feature, so say for example, we're in program 1 here. We could change this number to program 6, and now we can spray at that first program, and when we want to, we can switch to that program 6 by double tapping the trigger twice. And now we're in program 6, go ahead and spray, and then you can get back by double tapping it again. You can go back and forth however you need. The Master also has an hour meter, a trigger counter, and a brightness setting. The Pro does not. If you hit this page button again, it'll take you to a bunch of these timers. These are all countdown timers in hours. So if I set this to 20, and 20 hours of trigger time, this alarm will go off saying that timer number 1 went off. This is really good for timing spare parts and staying up on your maintenance. The Pro system does not have this. On the Master unit, you're going to get this Plus 3 C1 gun. This gun has remote buttons. On the Pro unit, it does not. Now I'm going to show you what these buttons can do. If you hit this P button, it will toggle between any of the settings on your main screen here. You can use this plus and minus to change any of these numbers. You can also hold this P button down. It'll run a fast purge. This will purge out all your lines. When you're using the fast purge, make sure you hold the trigger down. That's what allows the air to run through. As soon as you let go, it'll start a 5-second count, and that's when it'll shut back off. The C1 gun also has a built-in flashlight in the gun hook, so if you hit this button, it'll turn it on, or you can hold it down and it can flash at you. And now it turns on when you pull the trigger. Overall, the guns are very similar. They use the same gun body, threaded sleeve, nozzle, and electrode along with the handle and remote, except the remote on the Pro unit doesn't have any of the buttons and it doesn't have the flashlight. They both use the same V3 pump and pickup tube along with everything else on the stand. They both use the same power cable, ground strap, auxiliary cord, gun cable, and even tubing. They also both have built-in filters to help provide clean air. And lastly, the fluidization air is controlled the same way using this regulator and dial here to control how much air you want. So that's it as far as the similarities and differences between the Electron Plus 3 Pro and the Electron Plus 3 Master. If you guys have any more questions or if you're interested in getting one, feel free to message me or check out our website at firstandfinishing.net. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.